Happy Halloween, Aquarius. Welcome to your October 2021 astrological forecast. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers right now and those of you who help to support my channel. If you haven't subscribed, you might want to consider doing that right now and click on that little notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. You can also check out my Ask Me a Question in the description box below there, and there's also a link to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done, because this is just a general reading, okay? And check out my weekly forecasts. So anyway, okay, Aquarius, the big deal I think maybe for you this month is both Saturn and Jupiter in your sign, okay, are turning direct. Okay, so that feeling of, being stuck or doing things that repeatedly even that never seem to work, or having to do something again and again, whatever. The feeling of feeling stuck or just, nothing happening. Maybe even a little boring. Okay, that's what Saturn does sometimes. But anyways, let's see here. Saturn turns direct on the 10th and Jupiter turns direct on the 18th. Yeah, wait. Let me see. I wrote it here really small. Oh boy. Anyways, let's see here. Mercury also turns direct on the 18th. Okay, hang on a second. I can't even read my own writing. Okay, anyway, so those planets, okay, and in fact Mercury turning direct on the very same day as Jupiter, both of these things are travel and communication planets, Jupiter and Mercury. And with planets being in Libra, because Mercury's in Libra like all month, Mars is in Libra up until like the 29th. Okay, and the Sun is here up until the 22nd. There's a new moon in Libra on the 6th, where you have Libra in your chart as your 9th house. And Libra's an air sign just like you, so all of these planets in Libra trine your first house, your sign of Aquarius, your sun or rising sign, or any planets that you have in Aquarius. Okay, so that you do have Jupiter and Saturn right now transiting in your first house. So these planets will eventually, if you want to listen to my weeklies, will create trines to one another. So very nice aspects though, but having all these planets in your 9th house of Libra, and 9th house being long distance communications, travel even, usually foreign travel if you can, or further, just further. It doesn't necessarily have to be out of your own country. But this is also the house of higher learning and your philosophical beliefs, your spiritual and religious beliefs, your opinion on a lot of things. But it's like your culture, your cultural background. It's also a house of legal matters. I'm not sure if I said media and publishing already, but it's an internet house. Okay, so there's a new moon here on the 6th, and on the 20th there's a full moon in Aries in your 3rd house. These two houses are directly across from each other. Aries and Libra are opposite signs. Okay, 3rd house is like local travel, local communication, things it's everyday communication, let's put it that way. It's like regular postal mail, email, cell phone, regular phone, landline, phone calls, any kind of conversation. So I would have to say that these two houses are activated this month. So there could be actually something going on, in another part of your country or in another country. Maybe you have some kind of interest going on there right now. If you are involved in any kind of like class, even if you're not physically attending a class, you could be learning something online right now. But it's a big travel house. So, if, you have Jupiter in your 1st house, the travel planet, okay? And if you haven't had any opportunities to travel or haven't even felt like it, okay, just due to the pandemic and whatever, a lot of times when Jupiter is in your sign, you take the trip of a lifetime, like a dream, you know, something you've always wanted to do. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a trip. It could be even something that you've always been interested in and would like to try, because that's what Jupiter does, is it opens up opportunities for you to try new things. And because it's in your first house, it's affecting your personality. Okay, so your personality gets a little bit bigger too, and it expands. So maybe you are have already traveled or are still wanting to travel, but that doesn't have to be it either. Okay. Third house is the written word. Ninth house is publishing. Maybe you've written something, you know, it could be anything, even if it's, you know, starting your own blog or something online or whatever, you know, but you could have written something that is now being published or now being put out there, you know, for the world to see. More than likely online. I mean, it could actually be in physical book form or something like that. But, you know, you may have even decided to, like, create, like, even your own YouTube channel. Something or other, okay? Saturn in your first house brings you the discipline to stick with something that maybe isn't all that easy to do, okay? It gives your personality the patience that it needs. And while Jupiter is like kind of pushing you forward to expand and to try new and different things, Saturn holds you back from taking too big of risks. You know what I mean? So this could be something that you're doing right now, you know, that you are something's coming to all together now. You are either, the ninth house though being the house of legal matters, this could be a time where you're just copywriting something you've written, or you've developed a trademark, or perhaps you're a designer or something. You know, Aquarius is associated with electronics and whatever, so it could even be something like that, you know. Maybe you've created a new video game or something, you know, whatever. But there's all kinds of really neat things going on here. Now, around that new moon of the 9th, I would have to say that you may hear from somebody who lives at a distance. It could be, again, a foreigner. They don't have to live in another country. They could actually just be a foreign person, foreigner, living in your country. Okay, so new moons bring new beginnings. So maybe they're contacting you for something like that. And we're back to the old standard trip. Okay, somebody could actually just be calling you to see if you want to go somewhere with them. And it's travel of some kind, okay? Around this full moon on the 20th in your third house is a little bit more localized, you know, but it could be having something to do with whatever occurred around this new moon in your ninth house. So I would have to say, you know, full moons bring about an ending of some kind. It helps you to, you know, get your, put your 2 cents in, more or less. You get to say whatever you need to say in order to end an issue or something that has become an issue. Get it off your chest. So you don't have to deal with it again. And the third house is the big house of communication. And the third house also represents your siblings, your cousins, and your neighbors, even classmates though too. So this could actually be occurring with one of them. Maybe, you know, it could be a little bit of a family matter, who knows. But this is your time to say, you know, say your piece or whatever. Get it off your chest and go on your merry way. That doesn't necessarily have to do with any of the ninth house things I was talking about. It could just come out of the blue even. You could have a little bit of a run-in possibly with your neighbor or somebody in your neighborhood, you know, but it would have happened either way. But this is your time to, like, you know, maybe this person was annoying you all this time. This is your time to get it off your chest, okay? So anyway, so the sun moves into Scorpio, let's see here, on the 23rd, and Mars moves into Scorpio on the 30th. Venus is actually in Scorpio up until the 6th. And where you have Scorpio in your chart is your 10th house of your career, your public persona, how people view and speak about you publicly. It's your personal and professional reputation. It's your most public house in your chart, but it's more or less your career or what you're known for. Even if you're retired or you don't work at all, it's whatever you did in the past. So having Venus here, like since last month, should have made you pretty popular, actually. You should have had quite a few compliments coming your way. If you are still working for someone else, even like in a company or something, your superiors saw you in a very good light. You were very appealing. You had a good rapport with them. If you are self-employed, the same would go for like gaining new clients or even prestigious clients. You know, you were more not likable while Venus is here. Venus will be moving into Sagittarius on the 7th, where you have Sagittarius in your chart as your 11th house of friends and associates and acquaintances in any kind of group or organization that you belong to, but it's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So anyways, your attention turns to your career or getting ahead in some way, especially with Mars moving here. You know, Mars is the natural ruler of Scorpio, so it's kind of going to do really well wherever it is transiting right now. So I'd have to say that if there was a position that you wanted within a company that you work for, or if you are self-employed, if there was some kind of status even, or even an award that you may be up for, or at least you know, aware of, that you have the traits to actually win this kind of, you know, this award or something, or other, or position. And again, if you're retired or you don't work at all, there's still something about you where you are in the public eye just based on what you did in the past. And it's actually very, kind of gives a boost to your self-confidence that people still think of you whenever they think about whatever, you know, that you were the best at whatever it was that you did. But they could be saying that presently. I mean, again, like if you're still working or whatever. But if you're retired, there's, you know, people still are, you know, you're still wowing them, okay? So anyways, yeah, you're, having Mars in your 10th house does make you very competitive, too, at this time as far as career goes. You know, you have an idea of what you want to do, how to get there, you know, who you might need to impress or network with, which is where this Venus in your 11th house in Sagittarius comes in. Okay, so, you know, it's your time to get out there a little bit more. Planets will be moving into Sagittarius, so, you know, the sun and everything, Mercury, whatever. So it'll be, you know, this area of your life will be picking up anyway. So, but having Venus precede it is kind of like preceding your reputation in a way. Like if there was any kind of, let's say maybe even a prestigious organization that you would like to belong to right now, your reputation is preceding you, and it's a good, your reputation is good. People are seeing you in a very, very good light, okay? Just having Venus here in your 11th house, but also, you know, having these planets, even like just the sun in your 10th house right now. It's almost like having the sun in your own sign or the sun in your first house. You're like beaming, you know. You're in the spotlight, whether you want to be or not. People can't help but notice you. So someone, you know, they could even be courting you even. Maybe you're not the one that's looking to join any kind of group or organization. Maybe they're coming to you and asking you to join. You know, it's all kinds of fun stuff. But I'd have to say, this is, you know, usually when Jupiter's in your 10th house is when you have like a promotion of some kind. But you have Jupiter in your first house right now. And to me, in a way, that's almost like the same thing. So I would have to say that you are having some kind of elevated position in some way or other. Okay? So overall, all the planets were like major planets, outer planets, were retrograde, like last month. And aside from Jupiter and Saturn turning direct, Pluto also turns direct on, let's see here, the 6th. Okay, and where you have Pluto in your chart is your 12th house of Capricorn. So, you know, things, when planets are retrograde, things just kind of slow down a little bit, or it seems like you're stalled in some way or other. But what it does is it helps you to review something or other, and even change your mind or find out more about it. All kinds of things, you know. Even Mercury retrograde really isn't bad, you know. It just means that you have to be a lot more precise. And I do have to put that reminder in there a little bit. Just having Mercury retrograde in your 9th house up until like the 18th. That if you are doing anything legal or signing, especially any kind of contract or document of any kind, make sure you're very extremely specific. And even if you can hold off until like the end of this month to sign that thing, if anyone gives you any kind of document, just say, you know what, you have to have time to review it, and you'll get back to them at the end of the month. If it's something like that, if you're able to do something like that, okay? Now back to your 12th house with Capricorn and Pluto turning direct, okay? Pluto in your 12th house does kind of give you a position of power where people aren't really even aware of it because it's hidden. The 12th house is the house of hidden things and secrets. But it's your subconscious mind even. It's dreams. But it's actions taken by you or someone else behind the scenes. So this is something that you have like been doing for a while. Pluto's been here for a while. So you have been planning something in secret, or you've been doing something in secret, or it's just in the back of your mind. You know, maybe you're picking up on certain things and thinking, boy, I better do something to protect myself, you know, just in case. You know, and it doesn't necessarily mean to protect yourself from the people around you who are already in your life, not them. It could be anything or even anyone that could like possibly pop up in your life, okay? So that's how you kind of feel like this need to be in a state of preparation, you know, for anything out of the blue that could possibly happen that could throw you for a loop, you know, which is good. But it's not, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're, that something like that's going to happen. I do have to mention, though, that sometimes Pluto brings people into your life. A lot of times, they're not very good people. They bring out a bad side of you. They themselves are kind of like on the dark side, you know. So if you have anyone like this in your life, this could be the thing here. Is you may have somebody, you know, Pluto's been here for a while, okay? I forget what year it went in, like 2008 maybe or something like that. So it's been here for a while. And since then you may have like made a new friend, or there is just someone that maybe you do business with even that's in your life, okay, for some reason or other. And you always get this strange like feeling about them, or something just hidden right under the surface of this person that maybe, you know, you just get a bad vibe in a way. You know what? You're more than likely correct, like right on the money. So just always go with that. Go with your intuition. A lot of times, you know, there's stuff going on even behind your back. And it could be one of these people that, you know, they act one way, and they're definitely another. You know what I mean? They're nice to your face, and but they're not bad behind your back. It's just that there's something very subversive about them. Okay, so you would know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you would be able to figure that out yourself, who this might be. But I don't believe it's anyone that's close to you. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Aquarius on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Leo. And those dates are, let's see here, the 1st, 2nd, 28th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 9th, 10th, 11th, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. The best time for money is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 16th, 17th, 30th, and 31st. The best time for your career is the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. So I hope you enjoyed, your astrological forecast for October. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell. Check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below. There's also a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done, because this is just a general forecast. Okay? So I will see you next week. Goodbye.